Hello, everybody. Hold on. We're going to start here in a few seconds. Just trying to get the other. We're an Instagram story with the festival page here, so hang tight. So we're going to learn how to get all this technology going. Here we go. Hello there, everybody. I just want to make sure that everybody's in the screen here, or I'm in the screen, I should say. You can see me. And I think you can. Yeah, good. Looks good to me. So, great. Thanks for joining us. One more little adjustment there. I'm Joe Notebaert, the head instructor at Mallorca BJJ on the island of Mallorca in Spain. You're here for the 11 o'clock live jiu-jitsu class. It's a live class that you partake in to actually get the workout. A little bit more about me. 2 schools here in Mallorca, one in El Toro, one in Palma. Also, I'm the founder of the Mallorca BJJ and Yoga Festival. If you're watching the live stream, it's coming through there, which is still happening because it's all the way back in October, on the 12th of October. 13th of October. So there'll be resident tickets for those that live in Mallorca, and of course, there's deals going out there for everybody else. So luckily, it's over 6 months away. Real quick, I want to go into the news. I always like to do I do this class Monday through Friday, and I like to start off with the good news of the day. In India, they've come up with a government scheme. It's allowed 2 million farmers to invest in a good deal, basically invest in solar panels, photovoltaic solar panels, which run these pumps that irrigate their crops. The cool thing about it is when the pumps aren't working, they get to sell the electricity back into the grid. So that's a really cool thing that India's done there. It's going to allow 2 million extra farmers to have this sort of access to this free energy source, clean energy source, right? Good. Another story out of Virginia, TJ Kim. He's 16 years old, 16-year-old TJ Kim of Virginia, or Maryland, sorry, in America. He obviously schools out, and he was getting flying lessons to fly an airplane. He doesn't even have a driver's license, but as school was shut, he asked his flight instructor if he could, with his flight hours he needs to gain, deliver medical supplies. So what he's done is he's basically he's paying to fly the plane because you have to have hours accumulated of flying the plane, but he's flying this little airplane around and delivering masks, gowns, medicines, and stuff all around Maryland. And that's a really cool thing for a young kid like that to come up with. So good job, TJ Kim. Lastly, about the festival, everything's going good. It's still on course. For those that we're going to be coming out with a program, you really want to stay tuned. After this turns around, this virus thing turns around, we're coming out with a program like a full flexible €1 deposit, which is fully refundable anyway, and you can book the trip, but then back out later if something happens with your job, given the climate that we're in. So we're making it really safe for everybody, but more on that once we get closer to the time. I'm working with Grand Melia de Mar Hotel, because remember, we booked the entire hotel, the whole 3.5 acres of it. Anyway, let's get to it real quick. What this class is, you don't need big mats like this. You could just have anything soft to roll around on. We're looking to increase your jiu-jitsu conditioning with this. So a lot of you that have done jiu-jitsu know that you can have triathletes that come in, or great, amazing CrossFitters that come in sparring, they just gas out because it's different muscle groups. So we're looking to improve those muscle groups for grappling. So conditioning and endurance for grappling, explosion, strength in those positions. Okay. We're also, which is really important, which this lockout has really opened my eyes to, is getting connected to the mat. When you're sparring with somebody, it's always been you versus them, their force, you, and you're trying to work them out. But this was always in play. If we can learn how to move fluidly on the mats, it's going to allow us to win more scrambles, and it's going to allow us to win more matches and better deal with our opponents. So let's start thinking about connecting with the mat, learning how to move on the mat. Okay, I'm going to get right to it. We do have water breaks, about 4 water breaks throughout the whole thing. At the end of the class, we're going to, we'll start off with just a stretch warm up first. Then we're going to slowly go into the drills. And then we're going to do a little bit of traditional exercises just for fitness. And then we're going to end it with some long hip stretching exercises to really try and lengthen our hips, splits, all that kind of stuff. And I'll explain more about that later. But let's get going. First thing we're going to do is I like to take our spinal column and move way back here so you can see me. And I'd like to really stretched out first. So what we're going to do is put our fingers together like this, okay? And we're going to put our arms straight up. See, so my biceps are in my ears. I'm going to take a big inhale, and then I'm going to come to one side, and I'm going to exhale, and then I'm going to hold this pose here for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Back to the middle. Inhale, stretch, and let's come back to this other side. Let's hold that. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Let's come back to the middle. We're going to look to the back of the room now. Biceps in the ears, lengthening the spine, and let's look back to the back of the room. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good. Let's come back to the middle, but now we're coming straight down to a fold, a relaxing fold, slight bend in the knees though. Okay? Slight bend in the knees. Relaxing the neck and really just sort of hanging. You don't have to push anything too hard. We're just getting the blood into our brain. Okay? If we want to pull harder, we can. Just stretching that whole area there. Let's go to the jump. Put our hands on the mat. Let's jump to a quick plank. I'm not a yoga teacher, but this is the work. This is basically what I do. Let's come down and up to upward dog. This is basically what I do before every competition that I've ever done. I just do it over and over and over again because it's more relaxing than jumping around and burning all of your energy, right? Okay, so, and now let's come to our toes in the mat and let's come to down dog. Let's hold that now. As you can see, we took our spinal column and we bent it in all 4 different ways. So I always kind of think of that as like one of those glow sticks that you crack open and then they wake up, right? So we're sort of waking ourselves up here. Good. All right, let's jump back into that fold hang. And during the stretching portion of the class, I'll talk more about some of the thoughts around all this. Good, let's come up. Good. Let's just take our shoulders and roll them forward a little bit like this. And go backwards. Good. Let's move our shoulders like this. Okay? Good. And the other way. Just open up everything a bit. Sometimes when you come to jiu-jitsu class, you bow to the mat, you go shake the instructor's hand, shake everybody else on the mat's hand that's already there before you. This class is here a little bit early, hopefully. And you'll just start doing this. This is very common. Everybody's talking, chatting. You just rolling. You really want to relax your back here and get the vertebrae to go up and down like dominoes. You're just relaxing. You go left to right as well. Watch. Left to right. Left. You go to the right. Right. Just relaxing. Left. And right. Good. Excellent. We're gonna skip the shoulder walks, but we're gonna go right to neck twists. So part of getting good at this whole jiu-jitsu thing is to stay on the mats. If you stay on the mats and practice a lot, like anything, the more you practice, you'll get better at it. What sidetracks a lot of people is getting injured. One of the injuries you could get early on in your first year, especially in the second year, is neck injuries. Well, what do we need to do is we need to think about our exercises in regards to maintenance. One is building the muscles around your neck, okay? Here's an exercise. If you do it every day, you're going to build the muscles around your neck in the right way, which will give you a little more protection. Keep it on the mat longer. Heads up, 2 inches off the ground. We're going to take my head left to right, ear to shoulder. Ready? Let's go like this. Now, 1, follow me. 2, 3, 4. You're also stretching it. 5, 6. We're going to build the muscles. 7, 8, 9, 10. 10, 9, 8. Full range. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go twisting our head, looking left to right. Let's go 1. Head off the mat still. 2, 3, 4, 5. Look at that full range. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Great. So the way you want to look at training, I think, if you're going to do jiu-jitsu training, you want all of your training to be surrounded around improving your techniques and conditioning for jiu-jitsu, or in that case, working on maintenance to fix your body. And yoga is a big part of that, right? So, but that's an exercise right there to actually build some muscle around the neck, help protect the neck. Okay, good. Let's look at, let's start with a little bit more of a warm-up using some butt scooting, right? You never thought this would be a martial arts technique, but it actually is. I'll explain more as we go along. We're sitting in this butterfly guard, hand back, or on our right butt cheek or left butt cheek, whichever one you want. We'll have one hand up, and we're basically going to drag ourselves backwards. 2, 3. Coming forward, I'm going to use my feet to pull myself, 2, 3. Let's go back again. Our mobility in this position when we're on our butt. This is how we're going to move. Anytime you're on your butt, you're sitting down. 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Let's go back again. 1, 2, 3. Let's come forward. 1, 2, 3. Great. Sometimes you would never move forward like this, but moving back like this is possible, but rare. Okay. Now, sometimes we want to, believe it or not, stay in guard, meaning we're on our butt, and we want to get across the mat quickly, but we don't want to stand up. All right. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to have one hand to the mat. This foot's on this side. Look here. I'm going to throw this foot over, and as I throw, I'm going to push with this side. So look. That's how I'm going to step. You go back. If you got a yoga mat, you can just go back and forth like this. Turn around. If you got more space, walk around the room. You can do it on the floor. You can do it over here on the ground. See? Okay, I'm going all around my living room. Moving quickly. So I'm making up a meter in a matter of half a second, right? Why would you do that? Your opponent's there, they're standing, you're jumping up into them, you could be rolling into them as well as you do that move, and you're going to grab onto a leg and start attacking the legs, right? So that would be the reasoning for something like that. Let's look at a tech up, okay? I'll talk more about this a little later, but it's essentially this. If you're in this position here, we're in that open guard we just talked about, your opponent's pressuring you, you're using your legs to block here, you're framing, but they take the pressure off for 1 second, right? And remember, they're probably like this maybe, and they're trying to fight you like this. Look at this ankle. Look at that ankle. You're going to pick the ankle. On the other hand, you're just going to push them right down. And you've just come up and scored 2 points or scored top position, right? So we're going like this. 1. Look at this movement with the legs. 2. This is a movement we really have to have in jiu-jitsu. 3. It's going to be hard for some of you because the ankles, 4, aren't going to bend that way. 5. Now that's some other work you're going to have to do on your own. 6. You need to find some sort of flexibility training to get your legs in this kind of movement. 8. 9. Pick the ankle. Pick the ankle. Push them down. 10. Go to the other side. Pick the ankle. Push them down. 1. Pick the ankle. Push them down. 2. If you're fighting, pick the ankle. Come up. Come up. 4. 5. 6. 7. The ankle here. I'm rolling right on top of you, and then I'm sitting on it. 8. There's a 90-degree angle here. 9. Pick the ankle. Push them down. 10. Good. On your own, if you have problems doing this, see here, I'm sitting on my ankles. You're having problems doing that. You're having problems doing this. And if you can't do this, which like 35% of people can't do, it has to just do with your genetics. You need to find a completely additional training regimen to help get your flexibility in this way. Okay? It will happen. It's just going to take longer for you. Okay, good. Let's talk about that was the tech up. Let's talk about a technical stand, actually, to get to our feet.
Okay, you'll see this a lot with the Diaz brothers. If they get knocked down, their wits aren't with them yet. They'll sit down here like this. Nobody will go into their guard because their jujitsu is so good, but they'll sit in this position, which is like a safety position, to get their wits back to them. And once they have their wits back to them, they're going to stand back up. But they're not just going to stand up like this because you get punched in the side of the head because your opponent's in front of you and your eyes aren't on them. We're going to keep our eyes on them. Okay, here you are. Hand here, foot here. Watch, hips up. I pull it through. Look, my eyes are on you the whole time. My hands up just to keep any kicks and punches coming in because it's a vulnerable point of the fight. You're here to here. But if there's any punches that may get through, it's going to be at that moment. But this will at least help deflect some of it. Okay? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Very important to have in self-defense as well. 9. Other side. 1, 2. And these movements, they're more grappling based now. 3, 4. You should feel your heartbeat going up a little bit now. 5, a little bit more. 6, 7. We're starting to use our hands as post, which is something that happens very often in grappling. 9, 10, especially jiu-jitsu grappling. Okay, good. That's called a technical stand. That's how you get up. Let's look at, let's go right into bridges. Now, bridges is one of these techniques during this lockdown, by golly, that when we go to regular jiu-jitsu training, it's like, we're doing the warm-ups. We don't really do them. We're just trying to get through the warm-up. But let's try to approach bridges as, let's try and get 10 or 15% more explosion, more range in the hips, okay, which gives us more power, which will have a direct impact once we get back on the mats with somebody else. Okay, we've got to look at it that way, all right? Feet up by the butt, and I'm going to try and bring my hips as high as I can and actually really concentrate on getting my hips high, clenching my butt muscles, the lower back, pushing with my toes, and reaching over to the other side. And let's get better at this, 2. Let's not just do this as like a warm-up. 4, let's actually get good at bridging. 5, try and put a little weight on your head. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 10, 9. Butt up. 8, 7, 6, 5. On your tippy toes. 4. Really get the hips up. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We're not stopping here because we're trying to get good at this exercise. We have to repeat it. Let's do it faster though. 1. More explosion. 2, 3. Hips up. 4. Hips way up. 5, 6. Bridge. 7, 8, 9, 10. It's important to have that one explosive bridge because in an actual match, that might be your only chance. You usually have one shot at it, right? They haven't quite secured the position. You've got to explode with suddenness and determination, okay? That's going to help. Let's look at another scenario. Again, if you're in mount, you may only have one chance at this. You're sitting on your chest. That means they're in mount. I'm screwed. That's very bad for me. Very good for them, okay? I have to get out of it one way. There's a few ways to get out of it. The odds are against me, but if I have a good enough explosive bridge, it might work. I'm going to trap this side arm, so their right arm. Instead, trap their wrist. I'm going to try and trap their leg over here because they're straddling me, right? So the leg should be right here. And then I'm going to bridge look over my head. I'm going to bridge, but step over with my leg and come to my knees. That means I'll be in their closed guard. Not the greatest place in the world, but much better than mount, okay? Let's do it again to the other side. Holding a wrist, bridging over, stepping over. Ready? Bridge, step over. 3. Bridge, step over. We got in the turtle now, but we're in the closed guard. That's okay. Bridge. 5. Let's do a little more explosive. Bridge. Be explosive with it. Bridge. 7. So we're getting out of here. Bridge. 8. It's got to be powerful. It has to have range. 9. One more. 10. Good. Let's add another component to it. The third one is we're going to add a front roll to it. Now, a front roll is the way you would defend somebody that's about to have your back. If they have your back secured, it's not going to work. They're just going to roll with you. Okay. And in this scenario where we're bridging somebody off, we wouldn't back roll out of their closed guard. But if somebody was passing our guard from here, in order to defend the pass, we could roll up to here and then roll through so they fall into our guard. But we're going to sort of mix those together just so that we get reps in for 2 exercises that we need to have, or 2 movements that are good for jiu-jitsu. Okay, watch, here we go. We're going to do the same thing we just did. We're going to bridge, step over. The pressure's coming from over here. I'm going to reach my hand through my legs and roll towards them. I'm going to try and roll in place. So I don't roll forward. I'm going to try and roll in place, which means boom, they're right there. Hopefully they're in my guard. Let's go the other way. Step over and immediately roll through. Let's just keep doing that. This is grappling exercises. It's not some crazy workout. It's about, if you just kept at it, if you just did this for 5 minutes, it'd be like the equivalent of a brisk jog. But it's grappling conditioning. Because we're using our body in a grappling way. Keep going. Just do it on your own here. Bridge. Step over. Right between the legs. Over the shoulder, not the head. Bridge. Step over. Shoot through. Roll through. Let's do 4 more. 1. Roll. 2. Roll. 3. Roll 1 more. 4. Bridge. Roll. Good. Okay. Excellent. Double level water break soon. Hang in there. Let's look at the shrimps, the gambas, the prawns, whatever you want to call them from whatever part of the world you're at. Man, this is moving. Kind of the keystone, the corner piece of being in guard and retaining your guard or escaping that position is going to be this move, the shrimp, the gamba, right? Because it looks like a shrimp. It looks like a shrimp, right? So, feet on my butt. We're just going to do the drill. Hips are slightly coming up, but I'm going to turn onto my shoulder. See this movement? Look at my feet engaging with the mat. See, my hips are here. Now my hips are over there. That's hip escaping. That's important. That's why it's very much different than this. You're doing this. That will end in certain bad things. Okay, so instead we're going here. We're facing our opponent. We're framing him right in the face. On, because the pressure's coming from here. Frame you. Move the hips away. The other way. 2. 3. Using your feet. Look at the toes interacting. 4. 5. 6. 7. 8. 9. 10. 10. A little faster. 9. 8. 7. 6. 5. 4. 3. 2. 1. Good. Good, good. Let's add something to it, right? The gamba, right? I like to call it because it's the Spanish word, is the keystone, the cornerstone of guard retention. Let's look at a quick guard retention drill, right? What's going to happen is I'm on my back. My opponent somehow slap my legs to one side. That means they're going to penetrate here and try and connect to my back. Not good for me. I've got about a half a second to get out of here. What I need to do is turn. I need to use that gamba move we just did. Face them, right? Frame them right in the face or shoulder. Get this leg in. I'm just going to catch their body and hopefully straighten out my guard and I'm back in guard. Legs come over. Frame. Step over. 2. 3. 4. Frame. 5. Frame. Legs in. 6. Frame. 7. Frame. 8. Frame. 9. Frame. 10. You'll see some. You can also do it this way. You throw your legs in that way. Okay? But either way, we're basically framing, using our frame to help control, get our legs back into the guard. Okay? So that's that move. Sometimes our legs get thrown our opponent is penetrating into our back, but we don't have time to actually turn around. Maybe they were already on their knees, so they weren't standing. We're over like this. One thing we can do is continue the roll and roll into them. Watch. We come up to the roll, come on my shoulder. My hands are supporting my toes or in the mat. The pressure's coming from you, right? Boom. They should run right into your. They should run right into your tailbone if you time it just right. Here we go. They throw my legs over. Hear the pressure. It's coming at me. Look, I'm coming out. I'm rolling at you. So the tailbone hits them right in the face, hopefully, or something. It stops them either way. So let's just do that. Roll over to one side. But instead of just being on the other side, let's take it a little further. My toes are now engaged. We're going to roll over. And this drill right here is absolutely vital to grappling as far as the guard goes. It's rolling. We're rolling. Look, I'm rolling. What do they say when you go to jiu-jitsu? Let's roll. That's why they call that, because we're rolling around like this, right? But it's a way to cut somebody off, essentially, to regain your guard. That's what it is. It's also used as an attack in a different way, like an Imanari type roll, where you invert under somebody's leg. But you need to have this sort of movement where your shoulders and your basically your butt are sort of turning into a ball, right? And you can roll down. Keep doing this on your own. Very important. I mean, we're not using too much energy. It's kind of a light workout at this point, but this is still grappling conditioning. More about mobility here. We're talking about fluidity with the mat, but what's really important is using these feet and legs in there. See, they're touching and they're moving and allowing the roll to take its place. Okay. Very, very good. All right, last one. We'll have a water break. So hold tight. We need to talk about inversions. Just like we were just rolling, same thing. We're going to roll to our side and roll all the way through. Okay. Best way to do one of these is to start off with something similar to like a diver's pike. You know, when they pike like that, and you're using your stomach muscles to pull yourself forward. When imagine your head going under your legs. Okay. So here's the movement we're looking for. Look. Turn over. I'm all the way to the other side. Right. And we go over. That's rolling. It's an inversion. Watch this leg. The opponent's coming from here. He's pushing my legs over. I'm coming right over, and then I'm blocking him with this foot. I know it seems like it's only one foot, right? He keeps on going that direction. I'm with him the whole time. My legs are in between us the whole time, right? We're the best guys in the world. Just keep doing this on your own as I talk. If you look, Ross Nichols, right? Grand Union. Close friend. He's got one of the most retaining guards there is in all the world, really. And his ability to quickly invert is second to none, right? That's how he gets out of so much trouble. That's why JT Torres never passed his guard. JT Torres never passed his guard. He was quickly able to invert. And a lot of times when you invert, you can work from this upside down position and you can attack from here. Okay? Good. All right, have some water. Great. Okay. We're going to pick it up a little bit. That was a little bit of guard stuff there, rolling and connecting to the mat with this rolling concept and getting comfortable and flexible in there. Okay. Let's start to work from the top in other positions. We're going to start off with, that keeps moving, with a switch. Okay. What's a switch? I'll explain more as we go on, but let's just start off with the beginning part of it, which is, we're going to have our hands on the mat. So we're really going to start to use our arms here to help us keep our body weight up. Okay? I'm going to come up on my toes. I'm going to step through this way. And look at my toes. They're still on the mat, and they're about to turn over this way. We'll get to that in a minute. But my foot's on the ground still. That'll be one. Let's go this way. 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's do a lot here. 6. This is the right kind of conditioning you need. 7, 8, 9, 10. So our ability to move our legs around too. 12, 13, 14. Try to touch the other side. 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Good. How would that work? Like, why is that? How is that a martial art move? I don't know. Well, it's a little bit comes from wrestling, but jiu-jitsu is all that is wrestling and all that is judo. It's everything. It's all grappling. Okay? Let's see how that will work in a situation. I'm in turtle, which I'm doing like this. Somebody smashed on top of me. Okay? Their legs are that way. So their chest is on my head. They'd be facing that way. Okay? I have to get out of here really quick, because they're either going to A, start to attack my neck, some sort of guillotine choke, head and arm choke, or they're going to spin around to my back. I've got to quickly move. If you're ever in this position, you need to immediately switch out. Okay? Here's how it goes. In that position, for the sake of the drill, we'll have our hands down here. I'm stepping through. Okay? I'm going to bump my head back, which is going to bump their body a little bit that way, and bump my body out this way, creating some separation. Look, I'm going to step out, and then I'm going to step over. And hopefully I'm on their back by now. So I've switched the position. Let's go the other way. Step through, come around. Watch my legs. That's the important part. It's the movement of the legs. It's kind of walking sideways. Contact. Here and over. All right, let's go. Ready? 1, 2. Pop them off. 3. Head, look into the sky. I'll pop them off. 4. Pop. 5. Speed it up a little. Look. 6. 7. 8. 9. 10. Now, okay, see the movement here? We're using our hands, we're using our knees and our feet in a different way than we're used to. Okay, we need to get that muscle memory. Let's talk about rolling hips. Best way to describe it is I pull my cup out. Imagine this cup spinning, and this is my foot or somebody's foot. If they try and put their foot on your hips, they roll off. They roll off. If the cup's staying still, they're not rolling. Foot hits it, sticks to the hip. Okay. One of the principles of jiu-jitsu is controlling your opponent's hips. If you're able to control your opponent's hips, you have an advantage. Therefore, for passing, for example, if you don't let your opponent control your hips, your pass will be more effective. It's as simple as that. Right. One of the things you can do is get your hips rolling around. Okay, so it's a hard target to grab for one, and if you do grab it, it spins off. Let me show you. Let's go back into this position we were just in, and this is kind of what rolling hips look like. My hips are rotating. Okay, we're gonna start with the back step. I'm here. I'm gonna back step this way. Come over here. All right, let's back step the other way. Come over here. Try it. Back step that way. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and as you do it faster, look, you can jump over there. 8, rolling hips. 9, 10. How's that work? You're in somebody's guard, like so they got a knee shield on you, their foot or their hips here. You're grabbing on. I don't know. Your hands could be anywhere. For the sake of the drill, we're putting them here. You could be cupping their hip, whatever, and boom, by stepping out. Back stepping out, you're unlodging whatever hook they have on you. That's back stepping, right? I was going that way. I was back stepping and my body was going that way. We can also instep, okay? Whereas before my hips were rotating this way, now they're going to rotate this way. See that? Right? Right? So they were here and then they went here. Instep. 1, other one. Instep. 2, instep. 3. This is really important mobility to have. 5, 5, 6, 7. Keep going. Imagine the foot's right here. You're putting a little pressure. Boom, you pop it off and you get around. 9, 10. Okay, now these rotating hips, as you're passing, whether it's low or high, really, you interchange them. Let's try one. Let's try an instep with a back step. Watch. instep, back step. My hips just did a full 360-degree turn. Instep, back step. Try that one. Instep, back step. Trying to keep your shoulders as square as possible with your eye on the target. Instep, back step. Right? Instep, back step. Let's try back step with an instep. Back step, instep. Back step, instep. Let's try instep, instep, back step. Instep, instep again, back step. How about back step, instep? Back step again, instep. Okay? Oh, they could be interchanged. Let's see how that would sort of work in a real situation. Let's say I'm in somebody's half guard. This hand, okay, this arm over here is reaching around, it's cupped their, got control of their head. This arm is reaching under their far side armpit, cupping, basically getting the underhook, okay? They've got a triangle on this right leg here of me. Watch. I'm gonna take my other leg, peel the triangle off, back step out. Again, that's an example. Peel it off, back step out. Try again. Peel it off, back step out. Or peel it off and step out. Peel it off and step out. Okay? So there's a peel it off, back step. Right? Peel it off, back step and pass. Okay? So certainly a fundamental move you want to have, and by doing that drill, you're going to increase the range and fluidity of your hips. Okay? Don't let anybody grab on your hips. Okay? That's the key. That's the point of that drill. Definitely one you want to keep doing. Why would you run 2 miles when you could just do that for 10 minutes? Cool. Okay, let's look at this concept of connecting to the mat, right? It means we're not connecting in the way we're usually used to. We have to be able to use our legs to move around the mat, but not in the traditional way where it's just our feet on the mat, like the bottom of our soles. So we're going to do this drill here. Remember the tech up? We're coming up to the tech up. Okay, so I've moved a little bit forward and I've come up. And now I'm going to come down onto the side. And I'm what's it called, an S mount. But now I'm going to take this leg and put it all the way in front. Okay, good. Yeah, you've got just one yoga mat right here. You can go here. You can go right across your yoga mat. Right across the yoga mat. Right across the yoga mat. Turn around. Go right across the yoga mat. You put your hands on the mat too if you need. That's just connecting to the mat. We want to touch that mat. Right? Why is this important? Well, gosh, in a scramble, let's say there's a sweep. The sweep's not some perfectly sharp sweep. You both go down. Who's going to pop up faster to get the top position? The person that's going to pop up faster is the person who has better mobility on the mat with their legs connected and their ability to use their hands to get up quickly. And this is where it all comes from. This fluidity in the hips and the connection to the mat. Look, the top of my feet are hitting the mat, my knees, the side of my calf. I mean, these are parts of the body we're not used to using to be moving around here, right? And good. So that's something you could just sit there and do again 5 or 10 minutes nonstop. Let's go to double legs, and then we have some water. One of the most important, if I had to teach one technique in martial arts, it would probably be this one. We can only teach one. Okay? It's a shot, basically. A takedown shot. Here's how we're going to do it. This is why we build up our legs to do these things. Knee here, knee here. We're both going to come down. I'm going to come down to a squat. And imagine I'm now reaching around somebody's legs, and I'm standing up with them. Either both legs or one leg. Let's do that again. 2, 3, 4. You have to do 10,000 of anything over a given period of time. That's lockdown. It's this move. 5, 6, 7, 8. Grab the double, don't. 9. Grab the single, grab a heel, stand up, single leg takedown. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. Good, 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 good. So have some water. Have some water, have some water, have some water. So, we're now going to start going to a little more traditional exercises. The pace is going to pick up a tad bit. We're going to start off with triangles. Okay, we're going to do one full set of about 5 different exercises. Then we have a water break, and then we do it again. And then we go into the nice, long, comfortable stretches. We're going to start off with triangle. A triangle drill is really designed more for the stomach. Okay, so we want to work on our stomach core here. For those that are new to jiu-jitsu, all you need to do is bring your legs out, and then look. Take one leg, turn the leg this way so it's parallel, or is that perpendicular? I don't know. And then hack it down, and then lock it. There's your triangle. So you just need to go like this. 1, 2, and just try and get whatever. It's not the prettiest thing in the world, but just get a triangle. So it's not here. It's not here. It's here. See, the ankle's right into the. Now we can talk later about the technical aspects of a triangle, but for now we're just trying to get some reps in. Everybody else, hands to the side, legs out straight, 3 inches off the ground. We're bringing our legs to our chest, then we're shooting them to the sky and locking up there. 1, okay, let's go. 2, 3, trying to twist the hips a bit if you can. Twist the hips. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 10, 9, 8, 7. Think of the stomach muscles. 6, 5, the core. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Immediately stand up. We're going to be in our wrestling position, our fighting position right here, right? Whichever leg you went forward, but we need to work our legs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Switch the legs. Resting position again. Other side. 1, 2, 3, 4. Use the whole leg. 5, 6, 7. Feel it in the butt area. 8, 9, 10, I think. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Normal, regular squats. It's all about the legs and the lungs, everybody. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. Get lower. 2, 1. Up and back down. Push-ups. To get the reps in, just do them on your knees. We're going to do 30. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. On our stomachs for Supermans. This is how to finish those arm bars that are difficult. Let's go. And knee bars. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 15, 14, 13, 12, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold the position for 5 more seconds. You've got an arm bar. Really get that arm bar. Let's stretch it as far as you can. 4, 3, get the arm bar. 2, pull harder. Stop. Good. That last exercise, I always like to point this out. Assuming you get get some water. Assuming you get some an arm bar or knee bar. The guy's got big arms, big legs. The angle's not right. But you're kind of left in a position where you have to gut it out. That's going to make the difference. If we get 10, 15% stronger, maybe we finish the arm bar. If we can last 10 or 15% longer, maybe we get the tap. Okay, good. Let's get on our back. The last set, then we do the nice fun stretches. Hands to the side, legs out. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stand back. The fun stuff. Wrestling position. Let's go. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Other foot forward. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Normal squats, legs and lungs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Come lower. 9, 10, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Push-up position on your knees to get the reps. 30. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 15, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Superman. Finish the arm bar. Let's call it that. Finish the knee bar. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Use the butt muscles. 7. Lower back. 8. Shoulders. 9, 10, 11, 13, 12, 13, 14, 15, 15, 14, 13, 12, 10, 11, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Flex 5 seconds. You got an arm bar. Arch the back. All the way slowly. Keep going. 3, 2, 1. Good. That last bit, you've got to extend all the way. That's what you would do if you were going for broke with an arm bar, okay? Good. What's our time? I can't tell. All right. Excellent. All right. Let's get ready for some stretching. Then I'll talk a little more. Get into this pose here, which is basically the splits. I'm going to put my weak side forward. This is the splits. And we do 2 minutes in each pose. Get ready and I'll set the clock. We're just like this. And I'll explain more. Start. Okay, good. You should really feel that in the hip here and under the leg. And as we're already heated up, we're already warmed up nicely, there's no better time to get the stretch in. Okay? We're trying to make gains here. I have a goal for the lockdown to try and complete the splits. So I'm not a professional yoga instructor or any kind of yoga instructor or professional physio. This is just based on research on how to do the splits. So you're kind of joining me along for the ride if you too want to do the splits by the end of the lockdown. Okay? Having that flexibility in the hips is only going to help jiu-jitsu anyway. Hard guards to pass are guards that are flexible, right? In addition, it will really improve your ability to stay safe, right? It'll keep you from getting injured. So I would recommend during the lockdown, you're trying to look for a good routine, right? Looking for a good routine. This class is the same class every day, so you know what you're getting, right? You want to do this class for the grappling conditioning side of things, right? Keep your body connected to the mat, okay? That's about an hour long. But I would find, follow a good yoga, 1 hour yoga instructor, especially the one that's working more on flexibility of the whole body. Okay, and I'll tell you why that's important. But let's say that's another hour. That would give you 2 hours a day. That's a pretty darn good, healthy exercise regimen. An hour of yoga and an hour of jiu-jitsu training. I would finish it off with 10 seconds left here. I'd finish it off with some sort of meditation, if you could. Didn't matter when in the day. But I think that's sort of, it's about to change here. I'll explain more. All right, let's go to the other side. So the other leg forward now. Put the other leg forward. All right, I'm going to start the clock here in a minute. Second. This side you can see it's got much more range. I'm almost there. No, not really. All right. Right, so a full conditioning jiu-jitsu workout like we did, which is an hour, plus the, well, it's 45 minutes probably of the actual workout. Plus the 1 hour of yoga, plus as much meditation as you can possibly do. I mean, health and well-being, it probably doesn't get any better than that, along with a clean diet, and maybe learning to just de-stress with this time, could really heal yourself. There's some serious opportunities with this lockdown for real growth, you know, like learning a language, learning how to play an instrument. Like those two things really come out on top. I mean, if you're a busy person like me, you know, I'm finally getting into some more Spanish now that I live in Spain. Learning sort of finer details of it. A lot more time. Mucho tiempo. Real quick, I gotta give my story about, for those that are new, why you want to stretch the full body and do the yoga. In addition, is because I went through a crazy phase of stretching my hips out about 6, 7, 8 years ago, and I got back into training. I went crazy, like an hour a day on my hips, and I came back and got injured pretty quick. Talked to a physio. Physio said it was because you had a stiff part of your body, aka the rest of my body, with a flexible part of my body, just my hips, and where those connected created a misalignment, and I hurt myself pretty quickly. So that's why you really want to stretch shoulders, back, neck, chest, stomach, everything, and then maybe give an extra 15 to 20% time on your hips for jiu-jitsu, okay? That's what I would recommend. Wait, what's our time? Just watching the time here. We usually do this for 3 minutes, but Instagram story has to be an hour or less. All right, let's get out of that position. Let's just do this little move here, which will help get the kinks out of the hips there. Click, click, click. Good. Now we're going to go with the splits this way. So we're going to bring our legs away from each other, right? We're trying to open them up. Got to try and do the splits this way too. Okay, we're going to use our hands to spider walk our legs as far back as we can, and then reach behind our butt and push ourselves forward. We want our heels to stay on the mat, and hopefully we can get a nice stretch, which I'm feeling now. I'm going to start the clock. We're at 2 minutes. Ready to go. Excellent. So right after this class, I think it's about another half hour of more stretching, yoga type stretching. Like camel pose, I do that. I work the shoulder in all the 4 directions, like left, back, front, back, up and down type thing. And just a lot on the chest, opening the chest cavity, if that makes any sense, which then works on the back as well. So I'm concentrating on those so this doesn't happen again where I hurt myself. I'd like to come back to jiu-jitsu better, and that's the kind of point of this class. This isn't just to pass the time. It's to actually somehow, given that we don't have a partner, right? And we're always so used to training with a partner. It's a blessing in disguise to have this time to actually work on stuff that's so important, which is dealing with the mat, some body maintenance, like this flexibility stuff that we're doing. Let's really make it hurt, guys, on this stretch here. We've got 50 seconds left on this stretch to really work on the maintenance and then those drills. Okay, so it's designed to make you stronger so that when you come back to the mats, you're actually better in a way, at least in some aspects, than you were when you left, right? Because that's all we can do. And I think it was neglected this whole time, the fact that we weren't doing more of these solo drills, because it's not as fun, right? No, it's like the warm-up part of a jiu-jitsu class is always the boring part. You're just thinking, I just want to roll, right? Just can't wait to roll. You don't do bridges with like real determination when you're warming up. You're just doing them to get them over. But let's actually try and improve a bridge and our flexibility. Longer holds help. Usually this is 3 minutes, but we were a little slow again. I'm trying to keep the class under an hour. 3 seconds left. Give it a good stretch. All right, let's come out of that stretch. Again, let's get the kicks out, creaks out, clicks out. Oh, excellent. All right, let's put our feet together for the butterfly. Okay, and now immediately start pushing. I'm going to start the clock. Start the clock. Here it comes. What's the time? 58:10. All right, good. Well, right at the conclusion of this stretch, I'm going to stop the clock. I'm going to shut the class down because it will be exactly an hour. But many of you should be pushing down hard like this with your elbows and really getting a stretch in the groin there. You've really got to have this stretch. Personally, I can already get my legs down. I'm trying to pull another goal is to try to get my legs behind my head. I'm pretty close to that actually, but I'm going to start. I need to change the angle of the hip stretch to here. Okay. So I'm just going to stay in this position. But you do the other one unless your knees are hitting, and then you can come this way. Okay, minute 15. Oh, I forgot to thank our sponsor, Greenstem CBD. How could I forget them? They do droplets, they do gummy bears, they do muscle rubs, they do an infused tonic water. That's pretty cool. If you're gonna have a gin and tonic, which is Friday. Unfortunately, I don't have any Greenstem tonic water. I think, and right now, let me tell you what's important about them. 30% off. 30% off if you use this discount code Recovery30, right? Recovery30. Go to Greenstem CBD. You can find them on Google and Instagram. Use that code and you get 30% off of all their products. I'd fill up a whole basket. It's never a bad time, especially now, to keep that inflammation in check. Okay? Keep holding that stretch for 10 more seconds. Good. 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 All right, guys. Hold it right there. We're done. I want to say thanks again. I'll see you Monday. I love you all. All the best. See you next time, guys. See you next time, YouTube world. 11 o'clock Spanish time. Adios. Hold on.